Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to be showing you my Battlefield 6 controller and screen settings today. Let's get right into it. We're just going to go down the list to make it easy. So narration, we have that off, obviously. I have everything set to 100. Color profile, I have my enemies set to yellow because I want to be able to see them very easily. I want them to stand out, and I want my teammates to be a little bit more subdued. So that's why I have this color palette. I have this at 50, but whatever is fine for your monitor. Vibration off. I have adaptives all the way to 0. I play inverted on. 50.9. Reload tap, interact hold. Alright, standard, 100, 100. The reason why I keep this at 97.6 because I feel like the aim assist is really strong, and sometimes when you're trying to lead a character at a distance or you're trying to lock onto them, you kind of get fought by the aim assist a little bit, and this will help you stick to them a little bit. It allows you to get over the top of them and stay on them a little bit easier. And then everything else is standard, is what I run. Control settings, 50.9. I run a 90. I feel like in Battlefield, people are really small and they're hard to see if you have anything above a 90. And this is why I keep it like this. And it keeps my my hitbox bigger whenever I'm firing. So this is why I have it at 90. 41, 29.2. We talked about this. And I play standard, and 0. You want pure raw stick input. You really don't want the game helping you out at all. That way it's very consistent every time you're looking around or aiming in. Slide to circle. It'll ask you to, are you sure you want to bind it because it's binded to something else? Yeah, go ahead and bind it. 29, we talked about that. Disable, and then I have this at 83. I feel like from flicking from one enemy to another one, this is very smooth for me, so I have it at 83. And this is a big part right here that we're going to talk about. These are all normal. Normal. Pretty normal so far. Alright. Now this is where it gets kind of crazy. I don't use my knife in this game at all. I try not to because I feel like I will pull it out whenever I go to fire at somebody. We call it panic knifing. So I have my R3 set to ping. So I'd rather ping during a gunfight than swipe my hand at nothing and lose the gunfight. So that's set to R3. Well, then you're probably thinking, well, how do you knife? And so if I need to, I hold down L1 to pull it out, and then it's fine. And this is just me. This is personal preference. You can do whatever you want. And then my gadgets are completely different. I have gadget 1 on the left, and I have gadget 2 on the right. I want to make sure I'm pressing the correct one, because sometimes you'll press left on your D-pad, and it might actually press up, just because all 4 of the D-pad buttons are actually connected and you're inside your controller. So if you press left on your D-pad with a little bit of upward pressure, you might actually press up, and you really don't want that. So I put these on opposite sides of each other. And then the biggest thing I've done is L1 for your class gadget. The reason why is because as controller players, we want to keep our finger on our left stick when we're running. And usually you'd have to take it off in order to press one of the D-pad buttons. Or if you played claw, you can reach down with your index and press it. But for the majority of us, pressing L1 while running is way easier than taking our finger off the thumb, taking our thumb off the stick and pressing a D-pad button. So L1, this is clutch. I feel like everybody should be running this. And then fire mode, set this to down so it's even harder to press. Sometimes you might change your gun from fully auto to semi-auto on accident, and this should help alleviate it. Just pressing down on the D-pad. All right, let's go down. And I think I keep all these stock. And then the last thing is controller tuning. And then we'll get over to screen after this. So off, 0, 0. I have my left stick at 1. Usually I keep it at 0, but I feel like 1's really good. And axial dead zone is 6. And then max thresh input, you want this, you don't want this at 100. You want this maybe between 70 and 90. The reason why is because whenever you're strafe aiming left and right, and you're in a gunfight left and right, this will allow you to hit 100% speed on your strafes a lot faster. So you'll immediately be going left and right at full speed before the stick even hits the left side or right side of your stick stoppers. So I would keep this between 70 and 90 if you really want to have that movement whenever you're in a gunfight. Center dead zone, I like complete control of my aim. The slightest touch will give me that perfect aim, so I keep mine at 0. I brought my axial down to 8. I had it at 10, but it was just the game was fighting me too much. So I feel like 8 is the sweet spot for me. And then obviously you want 100. You want complete range of motion for your right stick. You want these at 0 and 15. The lower you can go, the better. Oh, it lets you go lower. Last time it was 15 was max. They must have updated that. Okay. Yeah, you want this as low as possible. That way you have immediate reaction. You don't have to wait for your controller to get to a certain point in order for it to operate. And then I think we have graphics. So we want to play on performance mode. I have my sharpness up to 60. Motion blur off. Motion blur off. Reduce. Off, off, off. And if you ever get to your minimap size, I play on medium. I think it's a pretty good trade-off, and it doesn't take up too much of your screen down there at the bottom, and it's really easy to see enemies, especially with the yellow. Like I was saying, they just shine bright like a diamond on there. So, and then audio, I guess we can do audio. I play with headphones and default mix. I've heard good things about War Tapes and War Tapes Foul. I think it just like accentuates all the background noise, but for the most part, I feel like default's pretty good. And those are my settings for Battlefield 6. But I'm going to give you guys a little bonus and show you my Battlefield controller settings for my Edge. This is for the PlayStation 5 Edge controller. You want to have this 0 to 1. You want it to be immediate. You want to make sure that it's set to 0. And 0. And then I play with this off and off. All right, boys, happy shooting. Enjoy.